We'll have to wait and see. Let's tune in now. Game number 2 has begun here with the picking stage. DCX on the Legion side, of course. Lion this time on the Hellborn side. So one more time, it is lockpick. Yes, it is. Being the Alienware event, it started before Captain's Pick was introduced. So remaining with lockpick to the finish of this event specifically, but not to alarm anyone. Captain's Pick is going to be the mode for Hunter Season 2, of course. As we
and
saw
future
this last
tournaments.
weekend. And future tournaments, yes. So, moving along here, though, as far as the blind bands go, Ophelia Tempest, Ophelia Parasite. So, once again, neither team wants Ophelia. Overlapping her. That opens up Keeper of the Forest, though, to be first picked. Or first locked, I should say. Likely first picked, even. But Tempest, the only different one, actually. It was Keeper instead of Tempest last game.
Yes.
So. Rally and Master of Arms so far. There's Engineer and Aluna. And Torture.
So the major difference, of course, in this one is going to be, once again, that Tempest versus Keeper of the Forest. And Keeper of the Forest, we see him played primarily as a suicide these days, rather than Tempest, who's played primarily as a jungle. They can both double up as the other, but with Keeper of the Forest likely going to be going to Justice League for the first draft here, they'll probably look to shape their lineup as having him as a suicide. So a hero like Rally, a hero like your Bubbles, probably not going to be, even Lodestone, not going to be having as high of a priority. But speaking of Lodestone, he does not get into the lock pool here. The heroes that do, though, Rally, Master of Arms, and Engineer, the bearded brothers there, and Aluna Torture, all going to be coming in. So got a lot of versatility there in that lock pool.
I was going to say a mix of diversity / support heavy. When you look at it, 4 out of those 6 heroes have the chance to play, even a main support, and that's not something we see too often. Usually it is your heavy hitters from your mid lane, your rally, kind of like we saw last game, rally dead with Pebbles, things like that, or you're very jungle heavy if the situation calls for it. So, but going more of the support style this time around. As far as the bans are concerned, you look at so far what's coming out. You got Scout, Warbeast, Deadwood, Bubble. So far 3 of those happen to be suicide heroes, actually. With Keeper of the Forest being in that lock pool. Taking away some other suicide options. There's the Lodestone ban, so another suicide option.
Definitely. And I really like this decision from Justice League, knowing that they will be able to get one of the strongest, if not the strongest suicide in the game with the Keeper of the Forest, eliminate the rest, force Lions into kind of an awkward situation, as you mentioned. Scout, Bubbles, Lodestone, Wretched Hag, Warbeast, Deadwood, literally all 6 of those heroes can suicide, as we just showed. And, well, hell... Justice League going to be able to pick up Pebbles. He's going to slip through the bans right there as a result, and they start off their lineup very, very strong.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you were looking at that lock pool, you figure, okay, they're going to get Keeper, but we can at least get Rally. I mean, the fact that they were able to first pick a Pebbles, though, it kind of screws that idea up, that at least we're getting a Rally, so kind of a strong mid-presence. Nope. They got Pebbles. I mean, as far as I'm taking, Deadwood was banned.
Yeah.
So he was taken care of. But
Lions will probably be okay with getting a Monkey King, perhaps. But right now, they're going to go with Predator. First pick, pretty dang strong hero when it comes to fighting against the Pebbles. And then a very, very strong support. Possibly the strongest support in the pool left. Glacius is up there as well, but Lions has shown a real preference for getting that Pyromancer, getting that extra burst component in there, as well as a hero that's going to be able to play a secondary support much more effectively than Glacius if they do opt to not run a jungle, which most likely they will not be running a jungle here.
Yeah.
So you can see the Pyromancer fits into primary or secondary support. They'll be able to add on another hero like that Glacius, maybe like an Empath or even something like a Plague Rider to really complement and make sure that they will have 2 supports. And, of course, with 3 or 4 supports there in the lock pool, they got plenty of options.
Yeah, we'll see what DCX does decide to go for. And, actually, I'm looking at the board, too, and see what hero is. Wild Soul still on the board as far as a legitimate suicide option yourself. In this case, if you're Lion Esports Club, definitely could be eyeing him, perhaps. Obviously, again, this is all you expect Keeper of the Forest to be first picked, and then your suicide options definitely are limited after that, so maybe something like that Wild Soul could come out here. But as far as DCX is concerned, again, using a lot of time here, down to 10 seconds already. Just quickly, you'd figure some kind of a carry for that short lane, perhaps. You got the right click and Corrupted, and there is the actual pick, and Behemoth coming out.
Very cool.
I love Behemoth, so excited to see him here.
And this is actually, I was actually talking to Emperor last night,
Yeah.
all the way from Thailand, and I mentioned that we saw Corrupt the Disciple in one of our matches this weekend. And he's like, that is so cool. I really think people should be running the old school combination of Razor and Earthshaker, a.k.a. Corrupted Disciple Behemoth. This is a combination that really was popular in really old
Why?
Dota. Huh?
I'm trying to think why. There's not
It's
really
just-
a whole lot of synergy with the two heroes.
It's just something that was popular,
Yeah,
being able to
coincidence, I
lock
guess.
a hero into one location and then have Corrupted Disciple get that conduit onto him and then really just force him back into Corrupted Disciple so that he can get those autos in. And he was saying that this is actually a really popular tri-lane for a lot of teams back in the day. And, well, we're going to see Corrupted Disciple Behemoth right here. We'll see if they do run it in a tri-lane or not. But I love seeing these two heroes back in the business.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have an option, really. I think it's going to be a tri-lane. I mean, no matter what they, especially if they go that Keeper of the Forest or the Suicide option, I see it's probably going to be some kind of tri-lane setup, something like a Corrupted Behemoth and Torturer or something like that. So, or actually, if you do go that, then well, anyways, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what they do. I'm trying to hurt myself here, but. You see this right-click on Solstice over there from Jonathan Fan, but 15 seconds remaining. Again, I was eyeing that Wild Soul. Now, the downside of that, it could be spreading out a lot more farm, maybe more of a passive game than you would like. So they actually do go the Flux in the end. So they don't have or there is a possibility for Engineer. Okay, actually, I was going to say they don't have Engineer, but they could very likely get Engineer here. As, yes, there's the Keeper of the Forest. We're probably going to see an Engineer. I mean, they picked up Flux for a good reason.
Yeah, absolutely going to be an Engineer coming out here. Probably going to grab that rally to actually go with it and then run a tri-lane. Possibly going to be trying to set up a tri-lane with that. But actually, they might not look to do that. But Predator, Rally, both capable solos, then run the Engineer Flux and Pyromancer tri-lane. Seems like it could work out. There's the Engineer, as we expected by all means. Back on the other side for DCX, if this rally is picked up, then they'll... Okay, so they go Master of Arms, feeling that that's just going to be a little bit more confident, saying, hey, a beard's a beard. We're going to go with this individual beard here. Gets the Acid Bomb along with it. Going to get the negative armor for Predator. And this gives DCX a little bit more options. They've definitely got three very distinct heroes on the board.
Pyro has a beard, too. I haven't really thought about that. Does Predator have a beard? Is that technically a beard? I don't know if it's part of the beard strat. Aluna's the final pick. Okay, so again, this is now that we actually see the lineup here. Unless they plan on doing a Behemoth Corrupted lane, it's probably going to be a trial. But then, how do you try? I guess you could do like a Behemoth Pebbles Aluna trial lane, maybe up top to try to prevent Predator and also get some very priority farm and Pebbles, of course, and something like Keeper. Bottom with Corrupted mid, I mean, I don't know. Actually, that might leave Corrupted actually pretty weak himself. So
yeah, and the one thing you either want the Corrupted Disciple going to be in the short lane protected so that he can get his farm on, or you want him as part of this tri lane here. And as we see the items get purchased, we might be able to get a little bit more information. And in fact, Behemoth is going to be moving into that long lane. Looks like they will go with Pebbles, Aluna, Behemoth tri lane. Going to then have Keeper of the Forest. Looks like he.
Well, they're all five going up here, so we can't.
Yeah,
really
I don't really know. The build that Keeper of the Forest has gone is really interesting. Actually, carrying a ward as well, and then was donated a little bit of stacked region with the Guardian Ring here. I really can't glean too much information from this as to really what the lanes are going to be. Lion's going to be going into the opposing team's jungle as well. Going to try to get a couple wards down over here and maybe get some vision, but doesn't look like either team should catch anybody out. Maybe with the exception of that Predator, who is doing that Nightmare Predator skin. This is my first look at the hero in game.
That's true, yeah. Flunsmaster coming through there, so we'll get to see this guy progress. But yeah, the more I'm looking at it, we're probably gonna see a Suicide Keeper here, and something like that. Pebbles, Aluna mid, Behemoth Corrupted at bottom, but Behemoth is gonna play more of a roaming, perhaps even. But again, how's Lion Esports Club gonna lane as well? That's also a valid question here, especially with the lineup that they have. Flux. You know, his suicide potential, he is a beefy hero. I mean, you see right here, already 739 life with the 2 Crushing Claws and 2 Minor Totems, so... and he has ways to push people off of him, at least, so... Once he levels it up, that is. So it looks like he is going to be kind of that suicide. You got Master of Arms going mid here.
Yeah.
Pyro... Engineer going top with Predator.
This is all over the place with these lanes. Nice job from
They are
Hanskin
doing
getting a
trial
counter
lane,
ward at the top river. was able to get his own ward down, and yes, we'll be able to knock down the site. And that's really important when you're going into a tri-lane versus tri-lane circumstance up in this top lane. That's really, really important to be able to get that vision down. And that's exactly what Hanskin did. Got the ward there earlier, got the read on the ward, and then was able to counter ward it. So already Lions in maybe a little bit better of a position here. The difference being really just the number of stuns. Predator not really contributing into any lockdown, gets a little bit of a slow, but puts himself into a kind of vulnerable position whenever he's really going to be looking to go and engage.
Yeah, I'm really trying to analyze these lanes here. And first off the bat, you know, they sent Keeper of the Forest mid. Keeper of the Forest mid is very awkward, mainly with that Nature's Veil synergy.
Yeah.
How obviously there's no trees around him when he's in this middle lane, so he doesn't get the invis part of it. Now, he does still get the regen as well as the armor, so you're still getting plenty out of it, of course. So I guess it really might not be the biggest deal in the end, but as far as mitigating some of the harassment compared to if you'd be at the suicide lane top, it is a little bit less, but I can see what they're coming from there. This did allow Corrupted Disciple to be in the short lane, and actually this matchup too, Corrupted Disciple should have a pretty damn good time. Flux obviously not a melee hero, but he has very short range unless he levels up the passive, which most Fluxes don't. He does get the one level into it, but it's probably going to stay there. Pending changing it up because of the landing circumstances. But Corrupted Disciple should be able to get some good channels of conduit off, as we did see there off the bat. So those are the other two lanes. But yeah, I'm happy to see Tri versus Tri top, especially
so nice.
with the Behemoth. He always promotes some fun action, both defensively and offensively.
All right, Behemoth and as well as Hammerstorm and Magnus were always the three kind of secondary stunners that you would see in the tri-lane versus tri-lane metagame. And excited to see at least one of them returning here. Bottom lane, Corrupted Disciple is doing a considerable amount of damage to that Flux, but there is action up top. There's going to be the block on the wrong side of Pyromancer, but now the leap going to be going out onto Predator here. And, well, Aluna looks like she will, in fact, go down. Pebble's going to be caught out as well, has to juke backward, avoiding that keg, but Predator not able to finish him off. Now Behemoth caught out in no man's land. Pyromancer going to be going for the body blocks after the 1.6 second stun. There's the leap coming in, and, well, looks like Behemoth will go down.
A little bit of sloppy play coming out there, honestly, from DCX. The Behemoth and Luna combination not only was the stun on the wrong side, but even if it was on the right side, I mean, they were really putting themselves into a very susceptible spot, and we saw how fast Engineer and Predator were actually able to respond right there and eventually locked into Luna. I mean, if he was on the right side, they actually could have gotten the bloodless kill first, and it may have been a completely different story here, actually. So, what I'm thinking about, maybe not as bad as made it out to be, but it ended very poorly, is safe to say, for DCX. A 2-for-0 exchange in Lion Esports Club favor. And not what you're looking for if you're DCX, especially considering the whole point of this lane is to not only have some good farm on Pebbles, but even prioritizing locking down Predator and allowing him not to have a good time. But that has kind of gone out the window to an extent. And you look at this adjustment, yeah, that's when you know things are bad. DCX is forced to make an adjustment, or they feel forced at least. They send Keeper top, but you know you've already spent so much time, you invested, you have the deaths already. So you're definitely hurt yourself early on in this game. But they still make the adjustment, which is probably the best decision, actually.
You hurt yourself, but you're making the proper adjustment here. Keeper of the Force, now that he has the levels, will be able to get into this lane. Probably going to get level 6 before they bring out some wards to block him. As, oh, nice electric tide there from Corrupted Disciple. Gets the kill onto Flux, and I kind of feel like Flux almost killed himself a little bit with that push.
You know, I went away at the last second because I was like, oh, he's going to be fine. And sure enough, right as I go away, Corrupted Disciple dives in there and gets the kill with the electric tide, as you said, so happening to miss that. But yeah, big dive for Corrupted Disciple, and that's a huge kill for him, as I said. I'm sure he's been having a great time down here, boxing out Flux and whatnot. Yeah, 19-5 compared to 8-2 Creep Farm. So no doubt the better time here in the Hellborn's team favor. So Engineer, in the meantime, he does have an Invis Rune currently activated. He's sitting in the middle lane. They want to set up some sort of gank. Aluna and Pebbles, though, they know something's up, but Behemoth is nearby, too.
They do have that Behemoth. Engineer has 25 seconds left on that Invis. And there's the Ward of Revelation going to spot him out. The block going to be coming in. Nice job. Going to block him out. The Stalagmites are there. Keg going to connect, so no Chuck for a combo. Engineer going to be trying to run away. There's the Dragonfire turning around onto Pebbles, and Pebbles will likely go down. No!
Miss.
Surviving with a miss and a bottle chug right there. They get the kill onto Engineer while Pebbles lives.
Man, that was close. That was going to be so frustrating for PQMC here playing the Pebbles. Not only could he not get the chuck off, but he nearly got countered on, but he did live in the end, of course. And you got to thank the Hun gods for that one. The miss auto attack came out, and sure enough, he was able to live. So how about this? I mean, this is basically transitioned to a try versus try middle here. Not something you would see often at all. Pyromancer is caught by Behemoth and going to return the favor somewhat. I will say I'm a little disappointed we're not seeing Myrmidon, man. The Myrmidon Behemoth combination, pretty powerful.
With the Walrus Myrmidon skin? Walridon, please? That is my favorite skin ever, probably.
Yeah.
Makes me love playing that hero again. And quite fun. Speaking of that skin, I was listening to Predator during that team fight up top. It sounds like the Vindicator Ultimate, the Ultimate Silence, every time he leaps.
Really?
Like, caught me off guard a little bit. Yeah, every time he leaped, it goes
silenced.
Yeah.
It's part of the skin. The Ultimate skin allows you to silence everyone on the map for 4 seconds.
That's great.
So going by
fantastic.
Going by the skin, everyone.
I'm in.
Doesn't actually do that.
Oh man, that would be. That'd be kind of scary. What else is scary is Imba Boy in this bottom lane, 315 gold per minute, going up against Jonas, playing this Suicide Flux. I mean, this is not working out so well for the Lions.
Well, yeah, again, as expected, it's a very difficult matchup. It's going to get a lot more difficult right here. He's going to be locked down by the Behemoth finished it as well. The Conduit adding up charges. Gets up to 4, but more than enough damage for the kill. Middle lane, though, Pebbles.
Going to be in a little bit of trouble right there. The Keg is going to miss. The turret not going to slow him down too much either. The Slagmites are going to be used, but it's just not enough. Hasten Master of Arms was going to be able to run down Pebbles one way or the other. And, well, he does take the fall.
Yeah, good capitalize right there from Lions. They knew Behemoth at least wasn't there. They took advantage of it. They had the numbers, and it paid off big time. Keeper of the Forest also, I like the roaming by the Legion team, specifically the Skeeper. Doing a good job, and interesting. Corrupted Disciple going the Alchemist Bones route here. I don't know about that. That is a very... I mean, Corrupted Disciple, with that Conduit charging up and everything, you know, you can argue that having the attack speed could be great for that purpose, but... and the farm potential is always good. This doesn't feel like a game, though, that you can sit back and just feel like you're going to have a good time farming with the way it's going.
Yeah, I feel like he might have actually gone this just because he does feel a little bit pressured as Predator went for a big leap up there in the top lane. But looks like Keeper of the Forest will be just fine with the assistance of Luna. Tower going to go into deny range right now. And will the Hellborn team try to man up and get this kill? Doesn't look like it. With a double creep wave and a Keeper of the Forest there, they're just going to go ahead and concede it and let it get denied.
Yeah, I know Keeper didn't have proof, but not going to risk it right there. Back to the bottom lane. In the meantime, though, Flux taking a lot of damage. He pulls him in, actually, hoping that Pyromancer can get a counter kill. But look at Pyromancer just drop the 6 charges on Corrupted. Holy crap, he was hitting hard. He does fall in the end of the tower, but oh my god.
180 some damage right there.
Conduit is powerful, man. Do not let Conduit fool you as how weak it, or how non-powerful you might think it is. I mean, that just destroyed Pyromancer, and it seemed like 2 hits, really.
Pretty much. I think he got shocked a couple of times by the ultimate.
That's true,
of course, reducing the armor by just a bit. And when you are only a level 4 Pyromancer and with 1.8 armor, you can die pretty dang quick.
Static Discharge, too, you got to remember, especially in that case, too. It's also damaging. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, though, Pebble says, get over the Master of Arms. Might not be the best scenario, though. Pyromancer joins the party, and Engineer also here. Iluna's going to be picked off. Behemoth is off to the side. Thought about throwing a Fissure out, but realized he could not get the angle in the end. So we're now looking at a 5-5 hero kill game. Tied up, 9 minutes in, the Golden Experience still remaining, very, very close to one another. But I'm definitely keeping an eye on this Corrupted Disciple. Look, he goes in again on a Flux right here, puts the Conduit up. Flux just having a difficult time here at the bottom lane as expected again.
The one saving grace is that Flux's slow is actually really, really strong if you're able to get the right positioning off. But middle lane, there's more action, Breaky.
There's the stun on the Master of Arms, trying to make sure he can't pursue any further. Actually trying to go for the counter kill. Meanwhile, in the background, Pebbles being locked down. He will survive, though. Engineer going for the kill, putting in the auto attack, trying to get auto attacks off. But actually, it's just going to fall to his death. If anything, distracting them because his teammates trying to push in the tower now. But it's not going to be enough damage, so we're possibly going to see a couple of towers fall here in favor of the Hellpoint team, but they both might be denied. Pending Pyromancer going in, but Behemoth's going to scare him off. And actually, yep, they're just on the wrong side, doesn't matter. They will deny the tower in the end, so 2 towers lost, both of them happen to be denied. That's a good thing for DCX coming out right there. Predator, what did he buy, by the way? Something's be delivered. It is the Elder Parasite.
So going very much so a battle build, and when you're going to be dealing with a speedy hero like Corrupted Disciple, you need to be able to get some speed and some slow yourself, and definitely going to be getting that from from the Elder Parasite. Crazed effect on it, going to give him that additional movement speed boost, and that's really going to help out. But once again, talking about this Alchemist Bones here, I didn't really get to touch on that with Corrupted Disciple. It certainly does seem like a little bit of an interesting one. With CD, you typically want to be getting some movement and being able to tank up a little bit while remaining utility. Attack speed is not something that you really see stacked, instead going for just the agility that gets you that attack speed. So really doing it just for the farming capability. It's going to be a dangerous game going up against this Wombo combo.
I mean,
with how squishy he's going to be and how big Predator is going to get.
Yeah, attack speed, it's always good on a right-click here in the end. So in that sense, it's nothing. Yeah. Obviously, what we're referring to is stuff like a Predator. The perfect example here happens to be on the other team. With the Carnivorous, when you have an ability like that that really benefits off of having more attack speed, then obviously it amplifies that much more. But yeah, the fact that it's not like, I don't think neither one of us are going to sit here and say it's a horrible pickup. Why are you going attack speed? That's just stupid.
Just interesting.
Yeah, no, it's different. It most certainly is different, and it is a little bit risky. But I mean, you look at how his farm is amplified since he's gotten it, as expected. He's upwards of nearly 400 now, but he might be in a lot of trouble with Behemoth here. Master of Farms. Oh no, playing the stealth, Flux pulls him in, there's a Senator Corrupted Disciple, in comes a Fallout Pyromancer, says, burst you down, gets some revenge, takes him out. Behemoth's gonna go for the port out. He gets Blazing Striked, but he'll survive. That's
close
big
call.
there, actually, yeah.
Close call. While that was going on, Engineer and Predator happened to get a kill on a Luna. Predator actually leaped onto Pebbles. Pebbles chucked him backward, and Luna was able to get a good power throw. Both of the Hellborn players very low in life, but they just turned around and manned up on Luna, took her out very, very quickly with a nice keg from Engineer. Yeah. And, well, nice job from the Lions getting at least some revenge right there, and things are starting to look pretty dang good for the team up 1-0.
You know, and I was actually looking at this Elder Parasite choice by Predator as well, and kind of wondering, I mean, especially they saw that the Alchemist Bones were picked up by Corrupted Disciple. You know, that could even vouch for Predator saying, oh, if you want to go Alchemist Bones, I'll go Alchemist Bones as well and make this more of a farming game too. So he could have gone that route himself to really try to amp his farm, but he chose to go the Elder Parasite. Obviously, the benefit of that, it does give him a little bit more of that beefy presence as well as more combat presence, you could say.
And I kind of like the train of thought of, you see the Alchemist Bones on your opponent, knowing that he's going to be a little bit behind for the first 10, 15 minutes after he gets that until it does start to catch back up.
Yeah.
Then go for the Elder Parasite yourself, a more battle-oriented build, and punish him for getting those Alchemist Bones.
True.
Don't gimp yourself, get ready for a fight, and that's seems to be what he's doing here, finishing up that Elder Parasite with another 2,000 gold, but I was watching that Engineer and Keeper of the Forest, and I didn't even know what was going on. Well, bottom lane, they get the kill on the Master of Arms as well.
On the Corrupted.
Or excuse me, yes.
Yeah.
Read that one wrong
Master,
there.
yeah, Master's the one that got, or he didn't get credit for the kill, but he was assistant for the kill at least. That's obviously a big kill. Yeah, I was kind of chuckling at the Engineer. Keeper of the Forest was harassing him the whole time with the minions, and then it finally comes out with the root at the last second to finish him off. It just looks funny. But yeah, that's a big kill by the Hellborn team at the bottom lane. Corrupt Disciple, on top of that, he's pushed up far, man. You got to really question that decision there by Imba Boy to push up as far as he was. Obviously, I didn't catch that whole fight by any means, but to even be up there with no vision at this point in the game, very, very risky. I also love this by Predator. He's constantly leaping into Pebbles, activating Stonehide in the Elder Parasite. Pebbles can do nothing. Literally nothing Pebbles can do right there. So it's just free damage for Predator. And he's going to port back right now. He has 2,200 gold saved up. Is he porting bottom? No, he's porting back to base. No, where the hell did he port? Oh, middle. No, where the hell is he? He did go bottom, okay. Second, I lost him for a second.
All over the place. Picks up a Frost brand right here. Excuse me, an Ice brand.
Okay, I was going to say, wow.
An Ice brand, so getting the slowing component, that's what I talked about. When you want to be on Predator dealing with CD, you got to get movement speed and slow. That's the first two items that he's going to go right here. And have you heard the howling sound when he leaps yet?
I haven't noticed it yet. I'll see if I can actually get it here.
You got to pay attention to this. Viewers at home, vindicate me here.
Oh no, the dust comes out. Pyromancer, they're looking at clouds. Ports are coming in. Behemoth though, he gets the fissure shut off, but he dies shortly after. Keeper the Forces here doesn't have the root up for 15 seconds though. Flux pulls him in, says get off me, Predator, with the chuck says Pebbles, but no, Predator wants some blood still. The other Parasite is still activated. Corrupt Disciple coming in, and now Predator's in some trouble. The Conduit charges at 3, doing plenty of damage. Predator will fall, and a port out for Master of Arms right there. Excellent response from Justice League. That was the case of Lion Esports Club. They got really focused, really tunnel vision there even.
Well, they saw the
kills.
heroes go behind the tower. They popped the dust, beautiful initiation, and then it kind of fell apart. More TPs coming in, and they stuck around. They were in a really, really sticky position. Imagine how much worse it would have been if they did have that route available from Keeper of the Forest. That could have been an absolute disaster for the Lions Esports Club. As it is, they still do lose a lot of their resource advantage and a lot of the momentum that they built up. Gonna lose even more right here as Engineer in some trouble. The Conduit going off. Corrupted Disciple actually gonna turn around, hits the Energizer, and will run away. Stalagmite's gonna be used defensively, but there's the Portal Key in from Flux, getting the slow, and CD will go down.
Yeah, ballsy plays again, not afraid to make them, but this time again it does not pay off. And he also talked about the Portal Key on Flux, as we saw right there. A huge pickup on his part, and helping to guarantee the kill on the Corrupted Disciple. And actually, the best important thing of this, look at this, it's going to set up a Conqueror kill most likely without Corrupted Disciple. Behemoth is level 6 now. Nice block off on the Haystone right there.
The door's closed.
Yeah, it's not going to matter in the end, though. He'll just wait. That says, okay, wall is gone, and I'll pick it up now. So, but they're not going to be able to get in here. I mean, Keeper of the Forest, he does have his root, level 2 root. But without Corrupted Disciple, he is their damage right now. It really will continue to be for this whole game, of course. They're not going to get this, they're not going to stop Conqueror. So this is now going to be a token of life on Predator here.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking about this Predator so much. Look at Master of Arms. He's been pretty untouched throughout this game.
Yeah, true.
Level 11,
Wow,
435 gold per minute with 3,400 gold in the bank right now.
I mean, didn't even notice. You're
Super
right.
KGE is out of his mind farmed right now on this MOA, and or as chat would call him, MOA of Arms. But
Rip.
he is just doing really, really well, and things are coming up all sides Lion right now.
Yeah, I still don't believe you, even though those numbers are in front of my screen. I mean, wow.
He's just been flying under the radar.
Yeah, has really been flying under the radar and doing it very well. Nice middle tower kill right there, by the way. Actually, Pebble's getting credit for it. So he's still trying to get his own portal key, as he has about 1,500 or 1,600 gold saved up here. But are we going to see a straight-up shrunken head here? I mean, no. Okay, he's going to go no Fireblade on Master of Arms, but no Fireblade always, especially on Master, can be a very good pickup. And
this is something that we talked about when we saw Corrupted Disciple a couple of days ago. Nullfire Blade versus the Conduit. And we're not, I think we decided we're not really sure how it functions now. But right now there's going to be a little bit of action.
Yeah, Engineer getting cut off right here. He will be blocked out. Deep in the Massive Call comes out. He does get the energy field off. In the meantime, Shockwave used by Behemoth. But there's the bullet from Flux with the energy field. Keeper of the Forest going to be locked down. Down goes Behemoth. There's the bullet under Aluna. She will fall too. Engineer dying, absolutely no big deal. He got his ultimate off. That's what mattered, and it set up that whole sequence of events right there. Predator is still out for blood. He leaps in, and you were right. He does make that loud-ass noise.
Yeah, gonna be going in there, and that looked really, really good for Lions. It was a beautiful attempt at picking off Engineer really quick. I gotta give credit to Super KGE with that shield from Master of Arms, saving Hanskin just long enough for that shield to get up and then get the ultimate off. The ultimate Flux pull in, doesn't even matter if you're able to get that Behe ult, the Keeper ult off. It was just all things Lions right there, getting 3 kills and... Okay,
wait,
well...
Luna Power Throw, okay.
That's all right.
Nice.
Great.
Look at that, too. This is Imba Boy going very
He likes his attacks.
unique here. Yeah, he also goes an Elder Parasite on top of the Alchemist Bones. So he is all about auto attack, auto attack, auto attack while I'm channeling you with Conduit here. So... I mean, that concept is solid, but man, the hero needs that things like that shrunken head, and also he really promotes himself by being. He's not like your flip B, your artillery that sits in the background and pounds and auto attacks. He wants to be next to you basically, because of the overload that he has, because of the static discharge, and just his movement in general, how fast he can be. He wants to be next to you, almost like he's a melee hero. The items that he's getting, it's making that risky. It really is. I mean, Elder Parasite, sure, it does beef you up a little bit now, but also the amp damage that you take now on top of that. I don't know. I personally am not a huge fan of this build, but at the same time, it's it has potential to hit very hard and very fast if it gets those conduit charges up. So, but he'll need a shrunken head, honestly, to be able to do that effectively, really.
And this is kind of something you were talking about, wanting to get in there into melee range, almost like a melee hero. Oh, actually, there might be some action in here in the top lane. Well, they're going to go on to engineer the combo from Pebbles, and he will go down to the root. There's the offensive master's call. Predator going to be going hard on top of that Word of Revelation, trying to kill Pebbles. The dust going to be going off right here. Pebbles going the other direction, but he does get taken out by Predator. So Lion saying, you can have our NG. We'll take your Pebbles, and, well, Portal Key or not, you're dead.
That was a very desperate move again, and the decision to use the root right there, I mean, he might have got the energy field off if he didn't use the root, so I guess that's fine. It's with the, but that was a lot of really wasn't worth it. Obviously, it wasn't. I mean, sure, that's kind of hindsight on our side, but Predator was nearby. They had easy access to TPs with the tower still being here, so that was a very risky decision that did not pay off at all, honestly, for the Legion side.
Back to what I was saying before that action, you were talking about CD wanting to close distance with players. And I brought up with Flux earlier about his stun. I went back and looked at the draft here, and Flux was actually picked 6th overall immediately after the Corrupted Disciple and Behemoth. Maybe as a little bit of a counter pick, saying, hey, I've got a percentage-based slow right now. I'm going to go ahead and slow the hell out of you if you're trying to use your movement speed to get around. A 70% slow on that release at close range. And we saw earlier just how effective it could get away from CD. And, well, maybe Lion's feeling that the combination of NG Flux plus the ability to heavily slow is just a little bit too good to pass up in this round.
Yeah, no, I mean, no doubt it is a helpful tool, but I find it hard to believe that you're sitting there thinking that Flux is a counter to, or no, I guess you weren't even saying that, but my point I'm getting at, I think they picked it up because they were very confident they were going to get engineer in that lockpicking stage. So and they've made it work before. Many teams have done a Flux engineer combo, and it is very, very powerful. But you're right, and that is just another cool thing about the hero in this case. With that release being the percentage-based slow, it could be very helpful against a hero like Corrupted. Pyromancer, he's like, why is there a wall here? Oh, that's why. Keeper of the Force is there. There goes the block. The root coming out right there, and Corrupted Disciple comes in to clean him up. I guarantee you Pyromancer was very confused there initially. Middle end in the meantime, look at this Predator diving big time. The Behemoth finished it. It will help save Luna, if anything. Pebbles jumping in. That was a silly decision. He is going to fall.
That one, it looked really nice, saving the Aluna, and then Pebbles went in. It was a decision that you see made by inexperienced teams and players, and this being their 6th man, maybe not having the normal communication and the normal intuition as to what the team's intentions were. But PQMC does get caught out. They will lose that 2nd-tier tower, but are at least going to trade. So that's always nice.
Yeah, that is. But at the same time, 23 minutes into the game, I still can't believe it. I mean, I was going to say Predator, 475 gold per minute up. Master of Arms, 510 gold per minute, by the way. Super KGE just continuing to be a little bit better than Flensmeister here when it comes to the farming game. He's going to have a Geometer's Bane here in the near future at this rate. He already has a Firebrand, of course, a level 1 Null Fireblade. Energy Field he used right there. I don't know if that was a misclick or he maybe thought there would be some initiation on him, but that's going to be a cooldown now nonetheless. But
yeah, not entirely sure what that one was about, but 90-second cooldown, not the biggest deal in the world. We talked about that Elder Parasite earlier on Corrupted Disciple. The speed picks up a Firebrand after, so really, really going for that mobility.
Yeah. And
now sitting at 451 without the Energizer or the Elder Parasite activated. If he activates either one of those, I believe he's going to be at haste speed, and he's going to be hasted for quite a long time with the durations on those two. Yeah, he can actually be hasted for 18 seconds moving around in those team fights.
Yeah,
pretty big.
Actually, I'm kind of thinking about it now, and I think I might get a little bit more where Impa Boy's coming from. He's going up against a Predator here. Obviously, with that Carnivorous, it can be a little bit risky to build beefy, to build tanky,
absolutely.
because the more likely the more damage he'll do with the Carnivorous. So I think that might be kind of a mindset that he has with the agility, building up the armor, building up the movement speed just inherently, and also being an agility hero, obviously increasing his attack damage and everything. So I think that honestly might be where Impa Boy is coming from. I think it just hit me, but it's still, at the same time, you only have 1,400 life. Or I guess he has around 1,600 with the, we're going to see right here. Predator finds him. He's going to try to leap in. Will he get the leap off? Yes, he will. There's the leap. The auto attack's coming out. Now the conduit is going to be applied. It does go through now with the physical, remember, despite that stone hide. And it is going to be enough for him to get away initially with the root coming out. And look at that haste speed as you were talking about with the Energizer.
As soon as the slow wore off, he pops the Energizer and just, light speed, Captain, I'm out of here. And got away from the Imperial Star Destroyer right there. Not a problem. Predator with the Dawnbringer, I mean, he's pretty dang fast himself, but it just wasn't able to keep up.
Now, they did have to use a root very defensively there. He already has used the Resto Stone, though, so he is ready for a second root here. So if you're the Hellborn team, I mean, you know that he has the Resto Stone. You've seen it by now. So you got to figure there is at least that coming. And a Portal Key on Behemoth, actually. That's also a pretty big deal. Granted, he is only level 8 still, so it's not going to be that much damage necessarily, but he has plenty of lockdown chance with that Portal Key pickup. This is going to be a huge fight here.
Yeah, you can
now's
cut
the time
the
to go.
in the air.
Now's the time to go. They're not even there. Flux actually jumps in. They're coming in with the flank right here, but will they get there in time? Got this opportunity. The quick burst on a Behemoth in the background. There's the opponent with the Engineer Ultimate. Down goes Behemoth, down goes the Luna. Corrupted Disciple trying to stay alive, but it's not going to happen. Predator is just too damn strong. As his Master of Arms, I'm sure he was doing plenty there. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, that was just looking... It looked really weird with Flux going in like that, and there wasn't really anything that happened, and then all hell broke loose. Got that energy field down. Corrupted Disciple has bought back. Going to be going on to Predator here with that overload. Going to activate the Energizer, moving at haste speed, and going to try to catch Pyromancer. Will find Pyro and finish him off. So at least gets the kill on that. Not looking for that Predator, knowing that he was just going to be a little bit too dangerous to bring down and probably wouldn't be able to catch him. Well, takes the consolation prize and brings home a Steel Kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely, you know, maybe a second or two earlier for the Legion team. Again, they obviously can't see what we can see, but it was somewhat of a ballsy decision there by the Hellborn team to do what they did with that flank positioning. Oh, look at Predator, he leaps in, but the quick Portal Key by Pebbles, and Pebbles, or Predator, will fall away, or fall back, I should say, so yeah, not going to be able to chase him down. But yeah, the choice to send the two heroes with the flank, and actually, if we do have that, actually would be fun to, or curious to queue that up if we could. Let's check it out right here. So, you see, yeah, there's a pull. If they went in like a second before with Behemoth initially, then I think the Legion team really could have capitalized there. But obviously they didn't necessarily know the exact information, and then you saw from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I go back to about having somebody on that initiator role that is really, really confident about trying to percept when you're able to get in there. And with Behemoth having that portal key, you really want to be able to get in there, drop that Shockwave. But, I mean, it is only a level 1 Shockwave. Really, really underleveled here from St. Rock's at only 142 experience per minute. Level 8, 27 minutes, 28 minutes into this game. So, I mean, how powerful is that level 1 Shockwave? Well, it's certainly going to do more than not using it at all, which is what happened in that case when he did get picked off as a result. So, got to be a little bit more confident to initiate even when you're this far behind. That's what they're going to do right now.
Pebbles trying to find an opening right here. Goes on a Pyromancer, chucks it back, but the finish on actually blocking himself off from his teammate support. And you got a Pyromancer for Pebbles in that case. Not what you're looking for. Now, Master of Arms actually might be in some trouble. Corrupted Disciple. He is barely alive, though. Not alive much longer. He does fall in the end. Master of Arms able to get him killed. And now Predator, the wall has disappeared. They're going to look to chase. Cube of the Force. He's trying to get away. He does have a restoration zone to use. Behemoth's going to be bursting down right there. Cube of the Force goes down as well. That's obviously DCX just more so. They got desperate, as understandably, but tried to make something happen. Did not work, though.
Yeah, their plan is kind of crumbling down all around them, and once more in that team fight, you saw the amount of damage that Predator and Master of Arms together can put out. Master of Arms swaps over to that red gun, just burning so much mana, doing so much damage. And I mean, look at the damage tab, 20% of the damage done in this game. We've talked about all these other heroes. Master of Arms is just absolutely killing it, and right now, Lions, well, they're killing the base tower, trying to capitalize on this team fight by taking a Rex. Pebbles back up. Behemoth's there. He's got the portal key and the aftershock. What can they make happen?
Well, they're going to try something right here. They jump on a Master of Arms. Those Pebbles at least in the background. There's the Behemoth Shockwave. That was a really good placement, actually. The quick kill on a Master of Arms. Flux is also in a lot of trouble. Engineer off to the side. He doesn't have the energy field. He's trying to run. He's going to get blocked right there. Go sidestep. He's going to fall, I assume. Yeah, he says hi. Tag, you're it. And there's the kill. So, DCX There will be game still.
Yes, there absolutely will. They save the racks, and we see a huge shockwave. That's the power of this hero right there. He's going to probably get level 11 before the next major team fight. Going to add even more damage, but a nice fight and a nice defense from the Justice League guys. I feel really bad for Hanskin. I was actually laughing at the end of that team fight. He blocked himself with the turret, just estimated the time of the fight time on it just a little bit, blocked himself. If he had blocked it right behind him, that could have been an incredible getaway.
It's one of those kids, why not try it though?
It's a do or die situation for him, and in this case, well, he's very much so dead.
So yeah, you said it going to the fight. Sure enough, Behemoth shines, and guess what? Again, there's still game left here, according to DCX, saying that there is a chance. Now, Behemoth also, if he can manage to get one more level here, he's going to have that level 2 shockwave, increasing that much as far as efficiency goes. Pyromancer! He's on an awkward spot here.
Giving him time to consider his sins and, try to repent for them before he does eventually meet his maker in, about less than a second after this game unpauses. So, poor Seal Kid. This is a really, really bad feeling. He does have a push stick available. If he can actually direct pathing, turn himself around, and then push over that fissure, he might be able to survive. Portal Key was already burnt on Behemoth, and Keeper of the Forest won't be able to get a root off in time. There's a push stick. No, he's actually going to push back into the tower. There's multiple TPs going to be coming in here. Lions is going to be able to set up a defense. Flux ultimate going to be going off. There's the Dust going to be able to catch Keeper of the Forest. A blazing strike onto Aluna. She turns around with the Emerald Lightning, and she's trying to get on out of there.
I love it. We do see Flux chasing Keeper of the Forest. He's going over the port. Do they have a stun? Yes, they do. The keg hits. Down goes Keeper. Aluna's on the run. There's the lead from Predator, though. She gets stalked down. It's kind of funny, and obviously I by no means was that intentional by Lion Esports Club with that pause there. I think it worked out in their favor, though. I honestly do. There's no, I mean, it's so different when you have all that, you have 10, 15 seconds to sit there and be like, okay, what do we want to do here? Let's talk it over. Compared to just split of the moment, Pyromancer probably would have died, and then, the rest is whatever history. But that pause honestly worked out for Lion Esports Club favor right there. I really do think so. Unfortunate for DCX, but obviously that's just how it goes. And the game will move on. But level 11 Behemoth now, so he is able to get that mark at least. There's a Talbot, a command here on Pebble, so he's just trying to get by more utility there. 3,000 gold on Corrupted. So Geometer's Bane, in fact, there you go. His purchase as he gets back to base. So
Demonic Breastplate going to be coming out on Predator right now. And Puzzle Box, once again for Yonasim fan. He's really feeling the power of this item as he does use a Portal Key to dodge the Stalagmite stuns up in that top lane. But meanwhile, that Demonic Breastplate wearing Predator is going to take on the big Kongor.
Yeah, and Kongor's going to die shortly after. Master of Arms obviously assisting with that. This is going to be a free Kongor kill yet again for Predator. Token of life most likely. You see the red power throw coming through, and that's like the worst situation. You're like, oh, well, they're doing Kong. Never mind, it's dead. So Predator will get that token of life, and thought you might have had a chance if you're DCX. It's just got a little harder to believe after that message pops up. So we'll see what they can make happen. But yeah, Corrupt the Disciple again, just continuing the agility style here with the Geometer's Bane, building up the armor, the movement speed. And just damage in general, again, especially because the Conduit channeled, so it really can take off. He's not really hitting that hard, but it's the Conduit channeling that will make the difference. Flux in the meantime pulls him in right there. They were trying to TP away. They are going to be able to in the end. Keeper of the Forest, actually. He still needs his TP, but okay, yeah, the melee racks. That's why they're trying to get back to base. But Flux distracting them, if anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that Rags does go down at the hands of Master of Arms and Predator, so a Demonic Breastplate definitely giving them the additional attack speed and negative armor on the racks that are going to enable a very, very quick kill. Engineer's got to be very careful in the bottom lane, though. He's going to activate the port. Behemoth Fisher going to put an end to that one. Conduit applied, and see you later, Engie.
I don't think the root was necessary at all. The Behemoth
he
hit at the
rooted?
same time. Yeah, he rooted right there. And so he does have a Resto Stone, but they will only have one root right here. Corrupt Disciple is on pursuit, though. Look at that chuck right there on the Behemoth, but he stutter stepped. He didn't realize what was happening.
Got the Portal Key.
He does have the Portal Key. Oh, beautiful cut-off. Isn't enough? Can he get through? No, he can sneak on by, so that's pretty big. And look at Predator, he turns around, he says, come at me, bro! He's going right for Corrupted Disciple. He'll split up with the Geometry Spear, though. Feed Behemoth with the Shockwave, though. Master of Arms trying to live, will not live too long, though. He eventually falls. Predator trying to tank with that Grenade Burst on to Keeper the Forest, trying to stay alive. He does have token of life, remember, so he is going to go down right here. He'll come back up, though, but this is huge here for DCX. Can they lock it in? Look at the minions! The minions are blocking him from Keeper of the Forest! He's not going to die, though. He leaps out. He's just too damn tanky. Well played by Keeper. Good attempt, but it's not going to work in the end. Pebbles trying to pour it out now. Oh, not in time. So.
Almost.
Okay, now they did burn through a token of life, and they get Master of Arms kill without a buyback. So there is still good news there for DCX, but...
Yeah, and something, I mean, there was a Resto Stone on Keeper. He ulted in that bottom lane, and then used the second ult up in the fight. If he had had 2 roots available during that team fight, it could have been so different. The use of that root, the first one there in that bottom lane, like you said, really, really questionable. Some bad communication that Behemoth was going to be able to get the fissure to cancel the TP. You didn't need to root there. And, well, as a result, it could have gone better for DCX, but going to be making some small errors there. Either way, showing some signs of life. But Lions, they're grouping up and going for another push.
Brutalizer just picked up by Predator, so he is going to be locking you down as well as hitting you really, really hard. Scary stuff here for the Legion side indeed. Corrupted Disciple is also out of buybacks, by the way. Wow. So yeah, he is actually out of actual buybacks. He has 2,000 gold just about saved up, so definitely needs to look to probably invest that gold into something here. I mean, maybe even selling the Alchemist Bones. And then, you know, that would put him at, what, he's 2,000, that would put him nearly 3,000 gold. I don't know if there's necessarily something that stands out in my mind going into a fight, but obviously that's still shy of a shark. Okay, there you go. He's going Rift Shards here. Yeah, so he does sell the Alchemist Bones, says that's not going to be much use to me right here. Going the Rift Shards, that was level 1, right? Yeah, level 1 Rift Shards. Got some crit chance, yeah.
That is really, really loud in my headset right there. But definitely stop canceling, having a little bit of fun right here. And well, Hans can actually fat fingers it, and the energy field going to be going off. Chucking Master of Arms back in there. The Shrunk Attack going to be activated as well as the Geometer Span. And you're going to be taking a lot of trouble as well. And there's the pullback. No energy field to be used right here, though. Predator's still going to just absolutely tear through Luna before falling back. Going to just set to work on this Rax.
They do have a second route now. The Restoration Stone cooldown just came up, so Keeper the Forest is going to look for that opportunity. We'll see if they can find it here. Behemoth still has a Shockwave on top of that. This could still work for DCX. Pebbles jumps in. The stun's on both heroes. There's the Shockwave. They will get the one counter Master of Arms. Predator has the Stone Hide, though. He's going to start locking out Corrupted Disciple. Oh, the mine's right there. The mine trap. He got pushed right into it. Down goes Corrupted Disciple. He does not have a buyback. Predator right here. He's trying to find a leap opportunity. Pebbles in the background. Looking to maybe finish off Engineer, but Behemoth will go down right there. He's already done his job. That's not the biggest deal in the world. Pebbles is left on.
Oh.
Down goes Pebbles. And that could very likely do it right here. Wow, so many fun things in that last fight right there. Oh, I thought...
Oh, Breaky!
I thought I saw GD1 players come out for some reason.
Oh, no. Well, Breaky officially going to put an end to this game.
I'm so BM.
Oh, so BM.
Oh, boy.
Well, Engineer going to be trying to get away here. Aluna is going to get chucked on top of him, so poor little Aluna body just hitting with the force of 1,000 suns and killing Engineer. Beards will not save him. Predator going to turn around, hits that Stone Skin and the Elder Parasite, trying to run down Pebbles, but Pebbles gets the invis here, and Predator just going to go back in. This is kind of a scary situation for Pred.
It is, I mean, you see, but it's also scary for Pebbles. Look at this. He's like, run, run, run. No, it's not going to happen. He will get killed in the end. The damage output right here is very minimal for the Legion team, and it's showing. Predator's just tanking them all over the place, doing the damage, and they will finally get the racks in the end. So, ports are coming in, but Predator knows he can just now walk away. Flux even helping a little bit right there as he pulls them in. But, yeah, it is just a matter of time now. You see, there's the vote you can see coming out right there. Yes, there's the actual GD1 player, so this time it will make sense here. Oh boy. Oh man. I'm so BM. So BM. What a final fight though. It was a lot of fun, mainly because both teams had a little bit of a screw up there. It was actually a couple of moments. At the beginning of that, the energy field from Engineer was like
he's just messing around,
must
stop
have been
canceling
misplayed,
it,
yeah.
and well, a little bit of a misplay there. In the end, didn't matter too much. At least Lions, they were very, very far ahead in this game, and well, they certainly closed it out in two, looking so strong, and I mean, they just I love this Lions team.
Well, okay, let's take a look back at that final fight one more time here as we're going over. So there's the energy field. It's like, okay, that didn't really do
great.
too much. Yeah, it had to be a misclick, though. But then, so obviously the Legion team's like, okay, maybe we can make something happen here. They chuck in Master of Arms, and again, there's the first truth that comes out. Now, Keeper's Restoration Stone is still on cooldown here, so obviously not able to get off a second one just yet.
Yeah, and you can just see Predator, and they're just tearing through Aluna. Going to turn around and come back for the racks right here, but it was just a little bit of a
This is where there's
fight.
a chance.
And yeah, refreshing on Behemoth. Pebble's going to be coming on in right here and gets the Stalagmites onto two heroes. Not there yet. There it is. Stalagmites onto two heroes, and then the Shockwave onto three, damaging five, and it certainly looked like they had a chance right now.
Here's the mine trap. He gets tableted by somebody right into the mines.
Oh,
and the look at his life just drop. I mean, it might not have mattered in the end, but still, it's just funny how that happened to be right there. So, good lockdown coming out, and obviously from there on out, a lot of back and forth, but, you know, the big picture is that Lion Esports Club does break through. And they do take the victory there. So, you know, I'm sure that there is definitely some critique on the Corrupted Disciple build. But again, I could kind of see where he was coming from, mainly because it was a Predator. You don't want to really build up your life pool. You want to focus usually more on the armor. In this case, being a Corrupted Disciple, you know, the attack speed, if you get the conduit charges added up, can actually be very, very beneficial, as we talked about.
Yeah.
But you know, it didn't. And by all means, I don't think that's the reason why they lost that game at all either. So maybe it didn't help, but in the Lion Esports Club, though, good coordination yet again on their part, and Master of Arms too. I mean, you can't overlook the game that Super KG had either. So.
He just flew so far under the radar for most of that game. But he was just doing a ton of damage. He was contributing in the fights with not only the stuns, but also the negative armor that he was dropping with those acid bombs, and then just the right clicks. The purges, I saw some of those purges that were actually getting invises of heroes before the fade time, even when they didn't have a bound eye. Like, that was actually a really cool play that I saw in there once, and it was looking good. DCX not up to the task right now. Lion's going to go on to the grand finals, but this is a double elimination tournament, so DCX going to be dropping into the losers bracket. I'm actually looking up right now. What other teams are they going to be facing here over the next few days?
Well, there are, you know, as far as the brackets are concerned, there are 6 teams in total now left. Of course, you got Lion Esports Club. They're going to be and actually they got the brackets up here. It's on the Alienware website. So you got Lion Esports Club now moving on to the grand finals. Justice League will be bounced down once that gets updated, of course. But down here, you see what's happened. A couple of results, even a forfeit, unfortunately. But Ascension versus Team Mecha Esports, and then Metamorphosis versus Team Excellence. So, you know, you look at, obviously, Excellence, a team we recognize. But
Absolutely.
other than that, I'm not too familiar with these other couple of teams. We'll see, you know, what they can bring to the table, though, as far as this tournament continuing on. And that will continue on tomorrow, with that said.
Yeah.
And we'll most likely cover not only one of these loser bracket round matchups, but also the following one as well tomorrow. So at least it sounds like it should be 2 matches tomorrow.
Yeah,
that
that's
we're gonna be looking at, so.
the way that it's looking right here. But Team Excellent, I mean, they're probably the team that you expect to make it through the rest of this bracket. And, well, if they do, I mean, we should have a great losers bracket finals.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, any of those teams going up against Lions is going to be a great grand finals. That one going to be coming up on Thursday.
Yeah. Now, with that said, coverage for today, it is going to be finished for now.
Yeah.
But we're going to be coming back a little bit later on today for the North American Alienware Tournament. So, obviously, for the European crowd out there, it's not necessarily at the best time for
late.
you guys. It's, I think, around 3 o'clock in the morning is when we ultimately come back for the European crowd. But, you know, that's the cool thing about these events. It's for region-specific. So, obviously, this European event, good for them. North American one is good for the North American teams, going to play at that nighttime state. So, we are going to be coming back later tonight, and the matchup that is planned, at least, it's a winner bracket final matchup from there. Absolute Legends taking on We Are Spies in the winner bracket final.
Pretty good one.
So, yeah, that's actually a pretty damn good one as well.
And
Looking forward to that one, too.
The Spies have been looking really, really good in the recent Ultimate Series tournaments, and even I believe we got to catch one of their matches this weekend in the Han Tour qualifiers.
Yeah.
The Absolute Legend guys, we haven't seen as much out of them recently. This is going to be an opportunity for them to show really what they've got, if they still got it, even with the inactivity a little bit lately. So,
yeah,
looking forward to that North American Winners Bracket Final match. What time is that again?
That's going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And again, I think that's 3 a.m. in the morning for Central European time. Knowing some of you crazy Euros out there, you'll probably be there anyways. But obviously early in the morning. So, so that coverage starts for the NA tournament. Again, that's tonight. So really in about, it's about 4 o'clock here right now. So just under 5 hours from now is when we're going to be coming back and casting Absolute Legends versus We Are Spies. So all this week, Monday through Thursday, that's pretty much going to be our schedule. So we got this initial part for the European tournament, then we come back later on for the North American section. Going to be fun. We're having some fun here with this event again, and some good prize pools on the line. I think it's $1,500 for the North American tournament.
Yeah.
And then I believe around, I think it's €1,750 actually. Yeah, €1,750, which comes out to close to $2,000, I believe.
Yeah.
So a little bit more for the European region, but anyway, some good money on the line here for both of these events. And hey, we got Beef here in studio with myself, so we're having some fun, and hopefully you guys have been enjoying so far, and looking forward to continuing on through this week. So any final words, Beef, before we close out here?
As always, just thanks to the viewers at home. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And a big shout out to Alienware for putting on an event here. Always do love having the sponsored tournaments coming in, injecting some of that cash flow into the tournament scene. And huge shout out to the teams for showing up here, Justice League and Lions, even going so far as to make it a best of 3 for us. I mean, this was scheduled as a best of 1 matchup, and the teams were saying, hey, you know what? We'll make it a best of 3 for the viewers at home. So they did it for you guys, and we're happy to oblige with that best of 3. So big shout out to the guys over at Justice League and Lions, and thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you'll be back in later.
Yeah, hopefully tonight we can do the same as well. We don't have confirmation on that just yet, but for Absolute Legends versus We Are Spies, it'd be nice if we can get that one as well to be best of 3. But it is up to the teams in the end, as the format does state it's supposed to only be best of 1. Anyways, shout out to you guys as always for tuning in. Shout out to Pam and our producer. Shout out to Early GG Well Playeds. Definitely as well. So
shout out to BM.
Shout out to BM Breaky.
There you go.
I feel so bad. No, but obviously we're going to be coming back later on tonight. So Lion Esports Club, though, again, big congratulations to them. They go to the grand finals, and they're sitting pretty. They'll be back on Thursday here as they'll face the winner of, the 5 teams that are remaining now in the losers bracket portion of the event. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to close things up for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tune in later tonight, if not tomorrow, for continuing coverage here of the Alienware tournament live here on Honcast.com from the Honcast studios. From Beef, I'm Breaky CBK. We'll see you later tonight.